perhaps this look to the Queen City is making you feel a little sleepy. Temperature's not helping really at all, too, but it feels more like fall, rather a late September, early October day compared to a middle to late August day. Good afternoon, the meteorologist Erin Ashley. Mid-70s right now and barely getting into the 80s this afternoon. I think most of us are going to dodge the 80s altogether today because we got off to a very slow start, and by all means we're seeing plenty of clouds out there on satellite and radar. So your headlines were pretty dry, and we're not at this cool down for too much longer, at least this one. We have another one with a cold front that's going to be coming in on Sunday. So between now and Sunday, we are going to be warming back up. It's going to be hot, uncomfortable to be outside for long periods of time in the direct sun on Saturday afternoon, but it's very short-lived. We return right back to these fall-like temperatures. In fact, it feels more like fall as we step into next week. We're talking morning lows in the 50s, light jacket-worthy weather for several of us stepping out the door, which stepping out the door right now to a lot of low-level clouds. Again, we talked about this yesterday. These are post-frontal, and so what's happening, we're still kicking out a lot of moisture. I'll show you the dew points here. It's not necessarily comfortable yet. It's just cooler with the clouds keeping that sun and that heat away. So it looks more like fall. It doesn't exactly feel like it, especially compared to the extended forecast. You got to trust me on this one, because while the mid-70s right now, it feels relatively pleasant to the two first alert weather days we had earlier this week because of the heat. Mid-70s, it's still humid outside. I mean, look at these dew points. They're in the 60s. Some of us in the 70s. To give you an idea, that's a little bit more humid than normal. We're still seeing that. And so across the tri-state, we're seeing the clouds, we're feeling the humidity, and temperatures are not too bad. So you don't necessarily feel warmer outside. It's just noticeably soupy outside with temperatures in the mid-70s, low 70s out towards Batesville, Wilmington, and then Falmouth and Hamilton, all at 72 degrees. And so here's the clouds from a bird's eye view, and I mean maybe a star's eye view is a better way to describe it. We do have some vertical development with some of these clouds now that we're seeing the heat of the day, and so we might see a couple of those light showers popping off, especially southeast of Cincinnati, but generally speaking, the moisture is still getting kicked out of the tri-state. It's not an immediate drop that we've been seeing over the last couple of days, but high pressure is building back into the tri-state. Hurricane Erin, because we're seeing those northeasterly winds coming on the backside of Hurricane Erin, we're also seeing northeasterly winds coming on the front side of this center of high pressure. And so we're funneling in this cooler, this drier air from the northeast, and it's being brought right here into the Ohio Valley. So it's going to be kicking out that moisture, bringing in more fall-like temperatures. At least for now, we're going to see temperatures build a little bit back into your weekend as we see this high pressure lift a little bit, but then it's really going to plant itself, mark its territory, and bring with it those more fall-like conditions, which, to give you an idea of what the winds look like right now, it's noticeable, not too extreme, but these are from the northeast, anywhere sustained from about 5 to 15 miles per hour. And speaking of wind, I want to give you the first alert on our fall foliage forecast, because we're getting to the end of August, September, even early October. That weather is going to dictate the the fall foliage, and when we see the peak of fall foliage, and therefore the most vibrant colors, and then anywhere again how long that period lasts. So what two things depend, fall foliage depends on two things, I should say, and so that depends on temperatures and rainfall, especially rainfall now, which, to put it quite frank, we're seeing the rest of August pretty dry. It's not necessarily going to be drought conditions. It's possible that parts of the Ohio Valley will settle into drought conditions, but it's not going to be like last year, because by September we're seeing slightly near normal rain and temperatures will be warmer than average. So what I'm seeing here is that the below normal temps, the above normal temps for August and September, they're balancing each other out, and then same thing with the below normal rain and the near normal rain for August and September. October will have a little bit of effect on this, but for vibrancy of the color, you need to start this weather pattern now. And because I'm not seeing any deviations from the normal, or at least not anything extreme, our forecast for peak fall color is also pretty normal. So the end of October to the beginning of November, that week between with Halloween right in the middle, is kind of where we're going to see peak fall color timing. Of course, give or take a few days, and wind events are going to have an effect on how long we see that peak fall color for, which of course, if we see strong wind events, that'll knock down the leaves. You guys get the point. And the farther north you go, the earlier that peak fall color time will be. The farther south you go, the later it will be. So just keep this in mind. It's really excited to get a head start on the fall season, and the weather's kind of proving it. At least the extended forecast is. Wait until then. So counting down the days until actual fall. We have plenty of summertime left. 32 days until fall. That's September 22nd to give you an idea, and today is August 21st. So over a month. Labor Day is just over a week away. I can't believe that one, which means the pools are going to be closing, and I'm not seeing any really good periods of time for the pool except for Saturday this weekend. Might be the last good day to head out to the pool. 7 p.m. sunset, so that's sunsets after 8 o'clock, or excuse me, before 8 o'clock in the afternoon. So earlier sunsets, of course, that comes with fall time. We'll be seeing those 7 o'clock sunsets starting in about 3 weeks or so, or a little less. Fall, again, 32 days, and Halloween, 71 days. Today, it's not necessarily feeling like fall just because we still have the humidity, but the temperatures, I mean, they're really struggling to even get close to that normal, which is still in the middle 80s. 81 is our forecast high. I think that's a little generous, but depending on the sun, we could, and when she decides to come out, which she's going to, it's just not going to be predominantly sunny. So temperatures are slowly trudging closer to that forecast high. Again, many of us are going to struggle to even reach the 80s, so not out of the realm of possibility. And stray showers. I mean stray, and they're going to be very light as well, so no need to cancel any plans. In fact, I would make plans to take care of the lawns and gardens and just keep an eye on radar and the Fox 19 First Alert Weather app. Planning ahead for your Thursday night. So this is what we're seeing overnight into your Friday. Just some clouds, temperatures dropping into the mid 60s. Not too bad of a start, fairly normal for this time of year to see temperatures like this with partly cloudy skies. And for tomorrow, yeah, more of the same, really. Just add a little bit more heat, because once again, we're going to be warming up before we cool down. We've talked so much, talked a big game about how the extended forecast feels closer to fall. And yes, it looks like fall right now, but we're going to go up with the temperatures before we do the big cool down. So tomorrow is more normal for this time of year. Again, mid 80s, 84. And then we'll see some southerly winds swing on in, especially early Saturday. And so that's going to be bringing in temperatures above normal. 87 feels closer to the upper 80s, low 90s. Not out of the realm of possibility with that humidity sticking around. And then Sunday, a slim storm chance. And that's mainly for those north of Cincinnati up towards Butler, Warren, and Clinton counties. You guys could see a shower, a storm or two. It'll be spotty, geared towards the afternoon and evening. And again, most of us are going to dodge that storm chance, but reap the benefits of this cold front, which, to remind you, dew points are going to be dropping. They dropped a little bit with that active night on Tuesday. They did drop just a smidge back to that muggy, humid category, you know, seasonal humidity. But notice Sunday, that dew point line drops even further Monday, Tuesday, and it sticks around to the very comfortable and dry category for several days here. I do want to give you that first alert that with that passing cold front on Sunday, before and after it, you're going to notice some breezy conditions for Saturday, Sunday, and especially Monday, where I'm seeing wind gusts up to about 30 miles per hour. But you'll see here, that brings in the cooler, drier air to the point where as soon as Monday, we're waking up in the 50s. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All of temperatures right around that 60-degree mark, which feels more like fall rather than summer, which is, we're still very much in summertime. And while we talk so much about how it's going to feel like fall, we do want to let you know that it's going to be pretty dry as well. So our one and only chance for showers this next 7 days is on Sunday. And remember, that is a very low chance for those north of Cincinnati. So hold on to the rain if you get any, and be prepared to take care of the lawns and gardens, in the grass as well if that's what you do, because you'll see here a light rain shower chance for Thursday, and then Friday little to no rain in the area at all. Just partly cloudy skies. Saturday starts off dry, it ends dry. We do have some passing clouds as that cold front gets closer for Sunday. And then that'll be mainly north and east of Cincinnati. I'm seeing it on some models, not this one, just with that cold front passing on through. It's a very low chance, and then Monday still looks pretty dry. But I brought you through the next 5 days or so, and it's very dry. We're not seeing any substantial rain here. You'll see here in your 7-day forecast that our one good chance for, I don't even want to say good, our one chance for showers is going to be on Sunday afternoon into the early evening as that cold front gets closer and eventually passes on through, but that's a generous chance, mainly seeing that for those north and east of Cincinnati. So good news for your plans this weekend is that it's going to be dry. It's just going to be a little toasty on Saturday for the Bengals game against the Colts at 1 p.m. And same thing for FC Cincinnati later on in the evening, 87. Feels closer to 90 degrees for the afternoon. Sunday, a slim storm chance, not for everybody. 81 is our forecast high. So that cold front, it's going to be pulling through at a good time of day because it's going to put a cap on how warm we get. I mean, 81, not too warm at all. And it's also going to minimize our storm threat is good, because if we were to see this delay a little bit, the storm's delay, that would increase our risk for downpours, lightning, storms in general. And it's passing kind of in that sweet spot in which we get a storm chance. It's just very low, and we will get the benefits of a cold front, which is the cooler, the drier air behind it, which is what we're seeing. As soon as Monday morning, we can get up in the 50s, light jacket-worthy weather. Won't need it for the afternoons, mid-70s for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. A slow return to the 80s throughout next work week. And I mean a slow return because I'm not even seeing some substantial heat in next week's forecast. Things are relatively cooler than average. Low 80s is as warm as we're going to get for Friday. Saturday of next week looks like our best chance for rain in that 10-day forecast. But notice from today through Sunday, through a week from Sunday, I should say, there's only 2 days in which showers are going to be possible. And one of them is 9 days out. So we're going to be settling on into a very dry pattern. It's cooler than average, so good to be spending time outside, getting things done ahead of the fall season, but maybe not so great in regards to abnormally dry conditions. We can't rule out the possibility of some drought conditions. Again, parts of the Ohio Valley could see that. I don't think it's going to be a long-term issue, especially since September we seem to return back to a near normal forecast for rainfall. Go ahead and see if there's any questions rolling on in. Seth's tuning in. Hi, Erin. I'm going golfing tomorrow. It's a great day to go golfing. Pretty nice outside, especially in the mornings. Have a good day, Seth. And Ophelia's asking what's going on, and we're just kind of rolling with it. I mean, look at a forecast like this, Ophelia. I mean, upper 80s, low 90s is as warm we're going to get for Saturday. And then we go right back to that fall-like pattern. So mid-70s for the afternoons. Not too far away, but keep in mind, summer, it's still here for over a month, folks, and we've had some long periods of upper 80 to low 90 degree weather for September as well, so don't get too comfortable because September itself could prove, it could really just sweep the rug from right underneath of us and say, summer's not done. Here's a 90-degree day. It's still possible. This isn't forever. This is for the next 10 days, of course. So we'll let you know if anything changes. But for now, signing off here in Queensgate, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Have a great rest of your Thursday.